Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about a Bitcoin mining opportunity or a GPU mining opportunity. We have here, this facility is 2.2 megawatt mining facility, almost ready. You see the fences being built out, also working on and placing in the rebar on the exhaust and the intake and all that. So if you think that's interesting, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and go to cryptollc.org if you're looking to set up a GPU ASIC mining farm. So we start from the very beginning. If you have just a piece of land and you have electricity there, or even if you don't have electricity there, we can work with you to see what's available, see what we can build out at your location. So go to cryptollc.org. Again, we start from the very beginning, just a piece of land. You can see this one was just a piece of land. Now it's got gravel and containers and a fence and working on building out the interiors and all that stuff. Should be ready in about 3 weeks. So go to cryptollc.org. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, so what do we have? We have 2.2 megawatt mining facility. Right now we're working on placing in the rebars. So we're going to be cutting out the container, putting in the rebars for the intake and for the exhaust. So we got 3 containers, 1, we got 2 over here, and 3 right here, 3 containers. And one of the best ways you can actually maximize your profits, maximize your terahash if you're doing Bitcoin mining, is you can buy S19j Pros. And again, we sell them. So if you're looking for someone to mine with and to buy from, so we do both of those. We offer very, very good prices, like bottom line prices. So you can get miners directly from us, and we can set them up for you. So this can be just a one-time thing or a one-time transaction where you actually come in, you buy the miners, and then you also sign a contract to have the miners mining here for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you're looking for. You can do all of that we can build all that into just one contract. But what we recommend to do in this situation, because if you go with the best miners, S19 XPs, those are pretty expensive. They cost like about $4,500, about 35 to 40 terahash dollars a terahash. So if they're 140, you might times 140 by the terahash amount, which is about $35. So 35 times 140 will be your price. What you do in this situation is, instead of buying the XPs, you buy the S19j Pros and you run them at low power mode. So this is a new firmware Bitmain released about a month ago. And what that does is it allows you to run the miner at low power mode, which is, instead of 100 terahash for S19j Pro, it'd be 77 terahash for a Bitmain S19j Pro. And your efficiency increases a lot. So the closer you get to 0, right, that's the watts you use per terahash, the better. So to give you an example, the S19j Pro consumes about 29.5 watts a terahash. So 29.5 times 100 terahash will give you 3,000 watts. So it consumes 3,000 watts and gives you 100 terahash. In low power mode, it consumes produces 77 terahash, but then your watts per terahash, instead of being 29.5, it is at 25. So now it's 25 times 75. So you can see how you're getting closer and closer to the XP level. The XP level is around 20. So you're halfway there, right? You're going from 30 to 25, and then from 25 to 20 is XP. So you're almost there. Your miner is consuming almost as much as S19 XP, except you're not paying 35, 40 watts per dollars per terahash. You're only paying, let's see, if you get used, it's about 14 and new 16. Say paying about, just say go with new, it's about $16 per terahash. So for 100 terahash, you'd be paying 1,600 per miner. So it's a very good opportunity to jump in on the cheap. Don't get the XPs, get the S19j Pros, and then run them at low power mode. So our configuration here is absolutely perfect for low power mode. What it does, what happens with low power mode is, now that you're using or consuming less power per miner, you need more room to use the same amount of power. So now you cannot fit all the miners into one container per megawatt. So before, if you ran them about 3,000 watts per miner, now instead of 3,000 watts per miner, you're only consuming about like 1,800, 1,900 watts per miner, around there. So you need more room. This is a perfect opportunity to do that. We have 3 containers instead of 2. So now we can fit, max out this 45-foot container here, then max out this second 45-foot container there, and then max out this 40-foot container, and all of it fits perfectly at 2.2 megawatts if you jump in with the S19j Pro. So it's a very good opportunity to do that. So if you wanted to do the math on that, take an S19j Pro, 77 terahash, times that by 25, that'll give you the watts. So 77 times 25 will give you the watts per miner. Then divide that into 2,200,000 watts, that's 2.2 megawatts. And that'll give you how many miners this facility can hold, all running at low power mode. So you can actually increase your terahashes, because if you run everything at 100 terahash, you know, without doing low power mode, it'd be 100 times how many miners you have. Or you run them at this low power mode, it'd be 77 times how many miners you have. And you'll see that you're actually increasing your terahash for the same power usage. So you're getting free terahash. So it's a great opportunity to jump in and get really, really efficient miners for a cheap price, very good price, cheaper than XPs. And so you're pretty much solid there. For the next couple of years, you can just run those and you'll be safe. And then get your ROI in there a couple of times. And then sell them for a good price when the bull market returns. You can even wait for the second one. You know, there's a cycle in Bitcoin. And then when the bull market comes back in, Bitcoin's at 80,000, 100,000. Then you can sell these miners for, you know, 3 or 4x how much you paid for them. So it's a great opportunity to jump in. So if you guys are interested, go to cryptollc.org, send us an email, we'll get in touch. Again, this is available immediately. By the time we talk through the contract, we sign it, you send us the money, we buy the miners, all that stuff, the miners arrive. It's going to be about 3 weeks to a month by the time your miners turn on anyway, which is about the time frame for this facility to be complete. It's about 3 weeks. So either way, you're pretty much solid there. So go to cryptollc.org. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. Stay tuned. We're posting more detailed videos where we start putting together some racks. And again, we can't really go all out and just build out the whole thing, because we don't know what client we're going to have. So if we start building it out for Asics, right? We could have a client that comes in and says, hey, I want to do GPUs. And now our build out is not perfect. We have to kind of redo a lot of things, redo our racks, because the GPUs take up more space. They're longer, right? We're running them in octominers. So it's a longer case. It's a different setup. It consumes different power. We have different PDUs, all that stuff. So we can't really, keep going until we know what client we have. So what we're doing is the maximum amount of work before we actually find a client. Then once we have them and he signs and he pays all stuff, then we configure it for their needs. So it's a little bit like that. We can't really just go all out and just build it all out. We do have 3 panels in this container, 3 panels in that other 45-foot container, and then 2 panels in this one. So we distributed the power evenly. This is a little bit shorter, 40-foot. These are 2 45-foots. This is a little shorter on the height. These have a taller height. So it's perfect. 2 panels there, 3 and 3. Everything's perfect, but we do not know who the client is going to be, GPU or ASIC. So go to our site, cryptollc.org. That's going to be it for this one. And until next time, bye.